From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas, this is the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Well, welcome into the Grandpa and Pappy Show as we get another one underway for this beautiful morning in Fort Worth, Texas.
Beautiful, warm morning.
It is, isn't it?
Little stuffy outside lately.
It certainly is. We hope your day has gone good for you so far and your week. Of course, we got July 4th coming up this weekend.
Boom, boom.
Hope you got some great plans. And on top of all of the plans, I hope you have safety right up there at the top of it to take care of yourself and your family during this holiday season.
Anything that goes boom, boom,
be careful.
requires safety.
Absolutely. No matter what kind of boom boom. That's a fact.
Yep.
But if you're new to the Grandpa and Pappy Show, why don't you tell us, Pappy, what this show is all about?
Well, we built this show for you viewers to express your comments and opinions, a.k.a. the silent majority. We love hearing from you. And we talk about everyday common events or current events. And both sides, we'll listen to them, we'll read them, listen to them, and discuss them. We just do your show. You know, you send it in to us, we do it for you.
There you go.
That's simple.
That's putting it right in a nutshell.
Yes, sir.
Of course, our former president, Donald Trump, went to the Texas border yesterday, the actual Texas border with Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Lieutenant Governor. And all of the governor's staff was there.
Yeah.
And President Trump got a first-hand look at what's going on down there. And, boy, he just came loose on the current administration.
Man, that's not his first trip to the border.
He's made several.
He's peeled around down there. And I mean, he had to prior to, when he started talking about building the wall and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
He had his nose right in the middle of it.
Yeah, he actually was talking yesterday about when they built the wall or was thinking about constructing it. He flew down to the border and met with not only the governor, but all of the Border Patrol, ICE agents, Texas DPS, to find out what kind of wall they needed.
That's right.
And that's exactly the type of wall that it is standing right now.
A tall one that's planted deep.
Yes,
that's the kind of wall
quite deep.
Yep.
And the other thing is going on, a lot of stirring going on as far as Gwenn Berry, the female hammer thrower that qualified for the Olympics by finishing third and then proceeding to turn her back on the flag and the National Anthem, which stirred up a hornet's nest, I'm telling you. So we ask you, our viewers, what your thoughts were about turning your back on the National Anthem.
You know what my thoughts are.
I do, and you know mine.
They're real comparable to one another. So
Yeah. And Gwenn Berry went on TV yesterday to explain that she did not hate her country. She just could not pay homage to the flag and the anthem of the people who oppress her people.
Her people.
And the more she talked, the deeper hole she dug. And I just had to laugh.
Kind of like
now you and I.
Kind of like our wonderful president. The more he talks, the deeper he gets.
Yeah, no kidding. When you can understand him when he's not whispering.
Or the more he forgets. Yeah,
yeah, they're starting to call him Whispering Joe now. So there you go.
Yeah.
But we ask you, our great viewers, what your view on it was, and that's what our topic is today, turning your back on the National Anthem. And I will tell you, God bless you, you guys came through.
Yep.
There's many opinions that we weren't able to get in here, so we may have, as Pappy likes to say, a part 2 coming up, depending on how that goes. But let's check out and see what you guys had to say.
Let's.
Josh Brooks out in South Carolina said, I recommend we send her on a cultural learning program to Russia or China.
Yeah.
I'd even help a GoFundMe page to make that happen. And he would.
I might flip a few coins in that pile.
Ain't it so?
Yeah, Steve Holden told us that she shouldn't represent the USA. She's a disgrace. Ty Wilmoth just said she is cray-cray. And Kimberly Smith Hogg said she should be expelled and sent to the country of her choice since she hates the USA. That's a light way of putting it.
Our buddy Dr. Eric Hudson up at a field office says, I don't agree with it, but I think we should be careful about which forms of free expression we choose to suppress.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
It is.
Our troops fight and die for our freedom to say what we wish. We have to be willing to accept that means sometimes there will be things said that we don't agree with.
Yeah, and Eric, that's well said, brother. You know, and just like you said, the troops are fighting for everything that flag represents.
Absolutely.
So you can imagine what they'd have to say about it. Stephanie Connie told Eric, I agree on what our troops fight for, but I don't agree that it's a slippery slope here. Here these people are competing for Team USA in every event. This representation of the United States of America, or it is a representation. If you don't agree or like the USA or the flag it flies, you don't compete in or represent it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's plain and simple. Since the beginning of these games, the proudest moments these athletes had was to have your country's flag raised and its anthem played as you stood on that platform. That's what you were competing for, and that was to win. So your country song played. Most athletes cried back in the day with pride, too. Yeah, I remember those days.
Mm-hmm. I do agree there.
Yeah.
And, you know, Pappy, I talking about Gwenn Berry and what she did, I respect the fact that she has the right to either speak up or protest against what she thinks is wrong.
Yeah.
But there is a time and a place. And just like Stephanie just said, these athletes are competing for a spot to represent this country.
Well, they've been doing it their whole life.
In the Olympics.
They have trained their entire life for that one moment.
And that is not a place to do your protesting.
Well, that's,
it is not. If you're going to represent the United States of America on the Olympic team, by God, represent it.
Do it as an American.
Absolutely.
What you got, K-Bird?
I just want to say that, yes, she has the right to express her opinions, but not on the stage. But what we really should be showing here is the fact that these two girls were proudly standing before the anthem and the flag. And the number one, which is who we should be talking about instead of the negativism.
Shattered the record.
Shattered the record.
Yeah.
Why are we not talking about her and the other young lady instead of the other? It makes no sense. And the news media just wants to take the negative side of it, including all the news stations. It's
Exactly.
just, why are we not talking about these two girls?
That's what Grant Stinchfield was saying last night on Newsmax, that very thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mark Reesno said, I can support her right to protest or voice an opinion on what she believes. Thank you, Mark. But not on a national stage in front of a nationwide television audience.
Yeah.
There is a time and place to protest or disagree, but not while you're trying to win a spot to represent our country in a worldwide Olympics.
Yeah.
If you feel strongly about something, fine, but you should not represent the country you have issues with.
Yeah, keep that crap out of the sports, you know what I mean? My
All
God.
sports.
Yeah,
Sports are for entertainment. All of you damn athletes out there that are getting paid multi-millions of dollars,
Yeah, LeBron.
you got to remember that it's us guys that are paying your salary.
That's right.
And we want to see you play. If you want to get off the court and do whatever you want to do, that is your right, and I'll back you to the hill. But not during these athletic events.
Do it on your time and the money that we provide for you to do so.
Ain't that so?
Yeah. Rena Golden says, and to think of the men and women who sacrificed their life to give her the right to be so disrespectful. And James O'Donnell said if you ask the survivors, they'll tell you that that's the reason why they went, so that she could have the freedom to do that. Mm-hmm. Ain't that a pisser?
Well, just pick your time and your moment outside of that.
Yeah.
Nona McDonald said no respect for her own family that fought for her own country, and let that sink in. James Graham said if any athlete wants to compete for any country, then they should support that country. Right. If not, leave the country and don't come back.
Right.
James Harris said if you did that in another country, you would disappear. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, and don't take your freedom for granted.
Well said, James. You know, and I was just getting ready to say that. What would happen, say they held the Olympics in Berlin, and somebody turned their back on the Russian flag during the ceremonial part?
Berlin's in Germany. If you did that in China or Russia, you would disappear, and then your whole family. I think somebody said that later on.
Absolutely. Pancho Kirk told us, I think we should stop pretending like it is news, so she doesn't get a deal with Nike because we make her so famous with her moral outrage. Ignore the trolls who don't even place. Kaepernick didn't get woke till he got benched. This girl came in third. Alexander Schmicknecht told Pancho that Kaepernick was sitting on the bench for the National Anthem for an entire year before it became a big story.
And you're right, Alexander.
And he did land a big-ass contract with Nike or somebody.
He sure did.
Yeah, they took it away from him.
From not playing.
That's right.
He did well. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. Grandpa and Pappy has been telling you about an event coming up on September the 16th. It's called Burgers for Babies.
I can't wait.
And it's a charity event benefiting the Children's Miracle Network of Cook Children's Hospital here in Fort Worth. And Pappy and I know several folks who have had their children there at Cook, and they just received the most wonderful care.
Oh, man.
But if you'd like to participate in it, we're going to take a brief time out, get you caught up on how you can help the Grandpa and Pappy Show and Burgers for Babies by listening to this. Hi, everyone. This is Grandpa of Grandpa and Pappy, along with our own Special K. And we have an important announcement to tell you about an upcoming event. It's the 11th Annual Burgers for Babies. It's a fundraising event benefiting the Children's Miracle Network of Cook's Children's Hospital. And it's going to be held on September the 16th from 4 until 8 o'clock.
And the location is going to be in downtown Fort Worth at the Stockyards at the River Ranch Stockyard.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. And 100% of monies that we raise are funneled right back into the Children's Miracle Network at Cook Children's. So if you want to help us out, be listening, and we'll tell you exactly how to make your contribution to Burgers for Babies on September the 16th here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show. So be listening, and we'll be watching for you. Bye-bye. And we are back, and we hope you take that Burgers for Babies very seriously. All of our friends at the field office that gives us a lot of our topics that we talk about every day.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll join in and make a contribution in the name of the Grandpa and Pappy Show. And we would certainly appreciate it.
Such a good cause. And by the way, come on out and join us. We'll be hanging around out there cutting up, carrying on.
Yeah, we sure will. We sure will. We'll probably be up there on the microphone sometime or another.
It'll be my first time to attend the live event. I mean, I've always contributed to the Miracle Network.
Yes, absolutely.
It's such a great cause.
If you just joined us, our topic today is turning your back on our national anthem. Of course, that was brought on by athlete Gwenn Berry, who turned her back to the American flag and the national anthem.
That's right.
After placing bronze in the women's hammer throw.
We're going to see how that works out.
Yeah, and you guys came through again. Let's get back to what you guys were saying about it. Stephanie Cotty said, how about the first place winner, world record breaker, the USA and the American flag? No one cares about your third-place anti-American message, whatever your name was. George Schultz said, let her stay home. Show respect for the flag and country, no matter your feelings.
Well said, George. Richard Beasley said a prior opinion that kind of put it into perspective for him. Can you imagine if Miss Berry did that little stunt in China, Russia, or Iran? Not only would she be executed, but her whole damn family would disappear.
Yeah, that's probably a fact.
Boom. We are so blessed to have the freedoms we have in this country, and it irks me when people take advantage of those freedoms to further their cause. Yes, stick up for your beliefs, but have common courtesy to do it in the proper time and place, and not to do it or put a smear on your country's image.
Very well said, Richard.
That deserves a pine box full of by gods right there.
It certainly does.
Yeah, it does.
David M. Godso said she should be kicked off the team. Besides, Japan has said they will not tolerate any political statements during the games, and that is very true.
Yep.
Johnny Williams said remove her from the Olympic team, and Jerry Blum says she should stay home. Chris Traver Thompson said it was disrespectful, and Russell Curlin said it was not worth one.
Absolutely. Our buddy down in Houston, Susan Macaluso, a.k.a. Sumac, told us God sees it all. All things have a way of coming back to bite, karma style.
Bingo.
So it might be that she does compete, but her hammer just dropped to the ground and she finishes last or gets hurt. Who knows? He does. Stephen W. Crenshaw over in Hawaii said she should be stripped of her win and removed from the team.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact, Steve.
I love these viewers. Boy, they just tell it like it is, don't they?
I wonder how they really feel.
Chris Schomburg said athletes should agree to represent our country with pride and honor as a prerequisite of being allowed on our Olympic teams.
Absolutely.
She is shallow, self-centered, and selfish, caring only for her own agenda.
Yep.
Michelle Purviance Brown told Chris she agreed with him 100%, and Darla Walker said she should forfeit her right to represent America.
I'm beginning to think she might have just done exactly that.
I'm sure there's a lot of discussion going on.
Oh, man.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy. Candace Sterling Hinch told us she is representing the wrong country. Tracy Williard said China would be a better option for her, and Sandy Layla Armistead asked how can she represent the USA when she obviously hates it. Kick her ass off the team. Melissa Parker Davison agreed with Sandy by saying, I agree. She needs to be gone ASAP.
Bingo.
Yep.
Bingo.
Yep.
Our sweet lady down in Emory, Texas, Cindy Gail Roberts Thomas, said she should be removed from the United States Olympic team immediately and sent home to face the backlash that she so richly deserves. All of this should be done at her expense as well. Or just leave her there to fend for herself.
There you go.
Dora Jean Jordan says it is disgusting and she shouldn't be allowed to play anymore for the USA.
That's a fact. Michelle Purvis Brown says, I bet you wouldn't see an athlete from another country showing that disrespect without facing the backlash. Deborah McDaniel Casada said, good riddance. And Tamara Branham Wade said she should lose her spot
and her medal.
That's right. She already lost her damn mind. Might as well take everything else with her.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Bobby Harley said she needs to move to Venezuela or China. Philip Orell told Bobby to send her to the Congo where people eat each other. She's not in a country of famine or genocide where she could be. It's too much freedom without knowledge, just plain ignorance. And Alex Palomo said it is anti-American.
Absolutely. It is. It's treasonous. In my
I
opinion.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. But that's a difference in the way you and I were brought up.
Yeah. Old school. Deanna Reese said, any athlete that doesn't respect our flag should not be allowed to compete in the name of it.
Bingo.
Jordan Terry, number 2 son, told Deanna, yes, ma'am, I agree 100%. I think she's getting paid like most athletes, or if she's getting paid like most athletes, she should be expected to act in a certain way, and there should be consequences just like in any other job. I think as Americans, if there are no consequences given from the franchises she represents, I think the American people should turn their back on the franchise. Quit supporting them. I think if your act of freedom of speech is intriguing on the very think that symbolizes your freedom, there should be consequences. And that, my son, is well said. Make your daddy's heart smile talking that.
There you go.
That kind of talk.
There you go.
Yep.
Stephanie Conti came back and says she should be kicked off the team. She isn't representing the United States of America. Jim Krause said she should be kicked off the team and immediately banned from any competition.
Yeah.
Paula Faye Hicks Butler told Jim that she should also be stripped of her medal, to which Jim said, I agree.
Yep.
If she doesn't appreciate the country that supported her and put her into the competition, then she should not accept the medal. And if she won't give it up voluntarily, the ruling committee should strip her of them.
Well, therein lies the problem. Those two words, ruling committee, you know, I mean, they're afraid they're going to get backlash for doing the right thing. It's kind of like Trump get kicked out of the Oval Office for telling the truth. You know?
Yeah.
Same crap.
Truth hurts.
Yep. Sherry Briggs Cone said she is a disgrace, and I'm praying someone in authority will have the courage to get her off the team. Chris Essery simply said, screw her. How the hell is she being allowed to represent our country anyway? It is disgusting and unacceptable.
You really feel there, Chris. I cleaned that up, incidentally.
Yeah. You would have too if I wasn't in Facebook jail on my comment.
And finally, Tammy Willis ended our comments by saying that she needs to step back and realize that she is living in the greatest, most free country in the world.
Yep.
Out of respect for those freedoms, she should never cast a shadow on the country that is giving her so much.
Yeah.
And an opportunity to compete with great athletes from all over the globe.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Be thankful you live in the United States of America.
Absolutely. What was that you was talking about earlier, K-Bird, about there was an earlier picture of her with
an American
Yeah.
flag.
with the flag she hates so much draped over her shoulder.
That's right. There's a picture of her several years ago still competing in track and field, and it shows her with the flag, her holding the flag and smiling and being thankful that she won whatever she won.
Yeah.
That they are comparing to the current picture after all this wokeness started.
Yep.
And BLM started.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's a sad thing.
It is. It's very sad. It saddens me that somebody, just like they're saying, somebody can take advantage of their freedoms, you know, that's being fought for them. So
Yeah, that is very true. And we thank you for all of the opinions expressed today. Good subject.
it was.
And we may have a part 2 because we're still getting opinions in on that very thing. But let's switch gears a little bit, Pappy.
Okay.
This weekend is the July 4th holiday weekend where we celebrate our freedom.
What are you going to do this weekend, you and K-Bird?
Don't know yet. We haven't really decided what we're going to do. It may take a little time just to refresh the batteries. We don't know.
You ought to come out to Whiskey Flats there in the trailer hood and sit on the big deck with all of us. And I mean, it's like a panoramic view all the way around. The big boomers going up and everything.
One of the
pretty
neighborhoods
cool,
across from us, their homeowners association puts on a big fireworks show every year.
Oh, yeah?
Except last year.
Except for last year, which was the COVID thing.
Right.
But it's across the lake there at Marine Creek Lake, and we could sit on our patio and just right over the rooftop of the house behind us. Boy, it was just, they were just right there.
Rattling your windows.
Yeah,
huh?
they really were. So Karen got to see your fireworks,
Yeah.
and we enjoyed that. But a lot of you have got family traditions. What's your traditions and the ones you used to have?
Drink beer, pop fireworks.
Yeah.
What we used to do. You know?
Man, I remember as a kid, we'd get these little pieces of steel pipe,
Yeah.
put them bottle rockets on the end, and
That
shoot
bottle-
them like a bazooka,
Bottle
know?
Rocket Wars, yeah.
Yeah, the little brother usually was the one delighted, and the big brother was holding it.
I blew my goofy ass cousin Wayman Woos his ear off one time with a bottle rock.
Well,
hit him right behind his earlobe, and the only thing was holding his.
Henceforth, why we tell you to be very, very careful. But some of you did write in and tell us about traditions, like Josh Brooks.
Yeah.
He said it's not having to be at work.
There you go.
That hasn't happened since 2007, and man, I miss it. Paul Edgar said it is making hamburgers and homemade ice cream.
Oh,
By
yeah.
God, Paul,
Homemade.
send us an address.
Somebody stop me.
I don't believe you. We need to come see. Robert Salico said July 4th means grilling hot dogs and hamburgers too. And Brett Barker said it was floating on the brazzers, the bands, and the fireworks. And Brett, I like that, man.
Uh-huh.
You float the river in the middle of winter too.
You've done that too, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have too.
It wasn't even 4th of July when I did it.
But you were celebrating.
There
you go.
I was celebrating like it was.
Avery Sanchez said it was hanging out with family and friends for him and cooking out. Jordan Terry said, what happens at fireworks shows stays at fireworks shows.
We'll have to have a long talk with that boy.
Yeah, me too. I got to figure out what he's talking about, what he did.
Yeah, well,
that should be a story right there in
I
itself.
know it didn't have anything to do with my granddaughter because she was born in July. So
Yeah.
you know, the math just don't add up there. So. There you go, Jordan. I like it because you can keep a secret.
And there you go.
And to close out our your comments about what you would be doing or what your family traditions are on 4th of July on the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Alan Moffat said it was the car shows.
Yeah.
And Susan Macaluso said it was shooting fireworks off the pier at our bay house.
Well, there you go. Right into the water.
I don't have a bay house.
Yeah. Well, neither do I, but it'd be nice to have one. Karen, what was some that you remember? Is there anything that comes to your mind?
A lot of times we were at Big Mama's during the 4th of July because it always came on when we did the tabernacle things for a week, you know.
Oh, the revivals.
The Bible, yeah. But I do remember making homemade ice cream.
Oh,
I wanted to just briefly give some locations here in our area. Out in Azle, they got the fireworks show. It's on July 4th. It starts at 7 o'clock. Mm-hmm. It's in Azle Central Park. Mm-hmm. And then in Fort Worth, of course, you got the big Panther Island Pavilion.
That is correct.
July 4th, fireworks, and it's gates open at 6.
Azle Central Park.
Azle, that's what it says.
Don't even
Azle
sound
Central
right.
Park.
It's right in the middle of the town.
I'm just telling you what I'm reading. I'm reading this. See,
Still
I'm
sounds
reading it.
funny. Still sounds
Y'all
funny.
quit.
Okay.
And the fireworks start at 9:30 in Fort Worth.
Okay.
Let's see what else.
Yeah, they brought the big show back.
Yes, they did.
This year they have.
That's out at the pavilion, isn't it?
It is.
So a
Panther
lot
Island.
of fireworks things going on all around the Metroplex. You got them in Arlington, Burleson, all around Capel, Crowley, the whole 9 yards. So anyway, just briefly.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, listen, if you have a subject, a question, or a comment on anything that the Grandpa and Pappy Show is talking about, it's very simple for you to do. You can send it to our email address listed right over my shoulder there at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
That's certainly a good way to get her started, partner.
Or
you can simply hit us up on our show website page, which can be found at www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa with the letter N, pappy.com, where you'll see this big old red button that's fixing to pop up. Push that rascal. Devise an easy to remember password and subscribe. We are numbers driven. We love subscriptions.
we certainly do.
Yeah,
We
while
certainly
you're
do.
there, you can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
That's right.
Everything that we're all about can be found at that page, or
You can go right on our Facebook group page where you'll be able to see 90% of all the opinions on the question of the day before they are aired here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show in their unedited form.
Can I say one more thing about Burgers for Babies?
Well, certainly. Go ahead.
I'm going to flash this up there. Again, here's the Burgers for Babies information. And we at the Grandpa and Pappy Show would love to raise at least $1,000 to go towards that event. So if you can find it in your heart to please donate, send that check in. Just notate on where you send it that it's because you watched the Grandpa and Pappy show. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah, you can either go back to that right quick, Karen.
And the kids will appreciate it a whole lot more.
You can send it and make it real easy by sending it by Venmo right there. Or if you want to write a check, just make sure you send it to make it out to Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah.
And then you can send it to Attention Johnny Hewitt at 2600 West 7th Street, number 146, Fort Worth, Texas 76107, which is the main Remax office here in Fort Worth, Texas.
And once again, on the memo line, just mention Grandpa and Pappy.
Grandpa and Pappy.
That's right.
That's it. Hey, listen, everybody, we really do want you to be very, very safe this weekend.
Yeah, but have fun.
Enjoy this weekend and really enjoy the fact that you have freedoms that you can enjoy.
Remember the exact reason why it's dubbed a holiday, okay?
That's exactly correct.
Please.
And God bless America. I tell you what, we hope you have a good one. We always tell you to reach out, hug your kids, and let them know you love them.
I always ask you to give them a hug from the Grandpa and Pappy show, too, because we love them babies. By
We
God,
sure
don't
do.
we, Bubba?
Till we see you next week, we're going to take Monday off for the holiday, but we'll be back Tuesday
Yep.
with another show, the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Take care of one another while you're out there.
Absolutely. Be good to one another. God bless you. God bless America. Until we see you next week, happy July 4th, everybody.
Happy 4th, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.